Welcome to End Communism. Here we are in 2024, and we've seen a lot of big changes in this country. One of the biggest, of course, was the election. And a lot of Americans chose to put Trump back in office. Today, I want to talk about why, not just the headlines or the political spin, but the real, everyday reasons that led so many people to vote for him. Whether you voted for him or not, I think you will find these reasons are relatable to a lot of us. Let's start with the economy. Times have been tough for a lot of us. Rising prices at the grocery store, higher costs at the gas pump. It's hitting everyday Americans very hard. For many, Trump's focus on economic growth, reducing taxes, and pushing back against inflation feels like a chance to stabilize their finances and get back on track. People remember when jobs were more plentiful and they felt like they could support their families without stretching every dollar. At the end of the day, when we are deciding who to vote for, the economy, our wallets, is a huge factor. It's what impacts all of us every day. But it's not just about money. It's also about feeling safe. Let's talk about that next. Crime has been a big concern for a lot of Americans, especially in recent years. For many, Trump's law and order approach just makes them feel safer. It's not that people are looking for extreme policies. It's about knowing you can walk in your neighborhood or take your kids to the park without worry. For many Americans, having a leader who says, "I'm going to make this country safer," really resonates. It's an issue that affects everyone. Parents, young adults, retirees. We all want to feel secure. And a lot of voters feel Trump's tough stance on crime is a step in the right direction. And safety isn't just about crime. It's about who is coming in and out of our country. Let's get into that. Immigration is a big issue. And for many Americans, it's not about rejecting people. It's about knowing we have control over our borders and who's entering our communities. Trump's stance on tightening border security and addressing illegal immigration isn't just about politics. It's a reassurance for people who want secure borders and believe it contributes to economic stability. And they feel Trump's approach brings a sense of order and responsibility to the system. Many Americans see this as a fair expectation. And they feel Trump's approach brings a sense of order and responsibility to the system. Speaking of responsibility, let's dive into how he's impacted some cultural issues that really hit home for a lot of us. One thing we can all agree on is that the culture has changed fast over the last few years. For some, it's been hard to keep up, especially when it comes to the values being taught in schools or seen in the media. A lot of Americans feel that Trump stands for traditional values, family, and free speech, things they believe should be protected. His stance on these issues resonates with people who feel like their values are being overshadowed or dismissed. This isn't about rejecting others' beliefs. It's about wanting a place for for their own values to be respected too. And that's something a lot of voters found in Trump. There's a strong feeling about how the media and government share information. Let's unpack that next. A lot of Americans feel like they can't trust the government or the media. People feel like traditional news outlets are pushing agendas and not telling the full story. Trump, for many, is seen as someone who stands up to that, someone who doesn't just follow what the elites say. This really resonates with people who are tired of being told what to think and instead want leaders who challenge the mainstream. Voting for Trump feels, for some, a way to stand up against a system that seems distant and out of touch. And finally, let's talk about foreign policy and why a lot of voters are drawn to his America First approach. When it comes to dealing with other countries, Trump's America First approach has a big appeal. People who feel like the US has been overextended or too focused on issues overseas. Trump's focus on straightening things at home first really resonates. This isn't about isolation. It's about making sure that we are putting our resources and energy into improving our own country. A lot of Americans like the idea that we should fix our own house before we start trying to fix others. It's about protecting what's here, what we've built, and making sure we are stable before stepping into the global stage. So, there you have it, some of the real everyday reasons why so many Americans chose Trump in 2024. Whether you agree or not, I think it's important to understand where people are coming from and what issues matter most. And honestly, at the end of the day, we all want many of the same things: safety, stability, and the freedom to live our lives as we choose. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.